Happy Juneteenth, everybody, and welcome to episode 166 of ATL Prime Sports. I'm JJ Jurjevich. Joining me this evening is our fabulous producer, Wayne Ridenauer, in wonderful Memphis, Tennessee. You can find us all at ATL Prime Sports on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, Apple and Spotify. Personal X's at JJ Gets You One for myself, at RWY Jr. for Wayne, at Corder Todd for TC Todd Corder, who is out on vacation for Father's Day, a late Father's Day present tonight, and LG for real, though, calling the Rome Emperors game in the press box as we speak. The public address announcer for the Emperors is doing his job tonight. Wayne, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Not quite as well as the beer sales at some of these college stadiums. I looked at the prices and I couldn't believe Tennessee was charging that much for a beer. And I also couldn't believe that TCU and Tulane only charged $3 for beer. So it's it's a strange thing. And maybe we need to somehow normalize the beer cost at the college games.
Yeah, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium right here in town keeps it about $6 and a quarter for a domestic draft beer, which is fairly reasonable in the thick of the NFL. And yeah, some of those college teams are now charging for beer like they would if it's an NFL game. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting how college is serving alcohol now, name, image, likeness, and everything.
Yeah.
It's just a different ball game all around.
Yeah. Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Wayne. Thanks for asking, man. But 2 weeks in a row, we've lost two sports legends. Rest in peace, Willie the Say Hey Kid Mays. Again, Jerry West last week, Willie Mays this week, the 24-time All-Star, 12-time Gold Glove winner, and 2-time MVP, passed away Tuesday at the age of 93. Known for making one of the best catches in Major League Baseball history in the first game of the 54 World Series. He was sixth all-time in home runs with 660. Rest in peace, Willie Mays, one of the greatest ball players to ever put on a uniform. What's on tap for today's show? We give you our top 5 teams in Major League Baseball. We'll give you top 5 there. Who are the players Atlanta might target at the trade deadline? The Oilers forced a Game 6. Can they force a Game 7, Wayne? We'll talk about that. And who is the best golfer in the world? We'll discuss that after Bryson DeChambeau's second U.S. Open win over the weekend. Crack the bat with the Twins, and the Mets are the hottest teams in baseball right now. But which teams are the best in baseball right now? Wayne, give me your top 3 to 5 here and have some fun with this thing, man. Your Royals that you picked as a wild card are right there in the thick of the AL Central. What say you, man? Give me your top 3 to 5.
I still like the St. Louis Cardinals. They're rising up now. I still kind of think that San Francisco Giants are going to be a great team at the end of the year. And I guess, Kansas City would have to be one of those that I'd pick as well.
Yeah, and you, as you mentioned, the Royals 41-33, just 5 games out of their Central Division. Right there, tied with the Twins, kind of for second place, half game behind them technically because of the win-loss column. But they're right there in the thick of things. Bobby Witt Jr. is playing great baseball, leading Major League Baseball in hitting right now in terms of average. So the Royals are right there. Wayne, I'll tell you my top 5 right now. Let me wet my whistle here. My Braves schedule cup. But I'll tell you, it's got to be the Yankees number 1 right now. 51-24, best run differential in Major League Baseball at plus 126. They're decent in their last 10 games, 6-4 in that span. But here's why. Best offense in baseball with the Dodgers at 378 runs scored. Again, tied for first in that category. First in team ERA at 3.01. And they're about to get their ace, Garrett Cole, back for his season debut. So the rich get richer Yankees are my number one team. Number two, it's got to be the Philadelphia Phillies. They're 49-25. Are well over 500 for a reason. They got a great run differential there as well. Third in runs at 368. Team batting average at 257 and on base percentage at 331 there. So top three in all of baseball in the three of the bigger categories on offense. So Phillies are number two there. Sitting at number three are the Baltimore Orioles for me, 47-25 going into tonight's games. Sitting just 2.5 games out of first place against those pesky Yankees. And they have the second best run differential in all of baseball, plus 112, and their first in team slugging percentage at 450. And Gunnar Henderson's having a heck of a year with 22 dingers up there in Baltimore, Maryland. So they're my number three team. The fourth is the surprising Cleveland Guardians, 44-26, 12 games over 500. They play really good baseball at home, Wayne. They're 21-9. That's the best record in Major League Baseball, and that's at Progressive Field. So they're really good. Haven't lost 10 games at home yet. They're top 10 in team ERA and runs scored at 346, and their team ERA at 355. So they're right there in the thick of things, Wayne, playing good baseball and kind of staying behind the radar, or I should say under the radar there in the AL Central, that pesky AL Central. Again, it helps that Jose Ramirez, their third baseman, is having a great season, leading the team in average home runs and RBI. My fifth team, it's got to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Despite losing Mookie Betts for 6 to 8 weeks, it doesn't matter. They still got a deep enough lineup. Kershaw will be back soon. Teoscar Hernandez is having a wonderful season. Freddie Freeman, Will Smith at the top of that lineup are really solidifying it. So I see no problems losing Mookie Betts for 6 to 8 as long as they're right there in the thick of it. And who knows? They could even have a first-round bye depending on how the Phillies play the second half down the season. Honorable mentions got to be the Atlanta Braves. Despite struggling in offense, Wayne, for the last month and a half, they're still ninth in slugging percentage with a 404 in that category. Kind of ironic, 404 Atlanta, 404 Atlanta Braves slugging percentage. So that's my honorable mention, the Atlanta Braves. But Yankees, Phillies, Orioles, Guardians, and Dodgers are my top 5 teams in Major League Baseball right now. Folks, what say you? Put your top 5 in the comments down below if you're watching on YouTube or even on Spotify and Apple.
Yeah. Well, I gave my 3 through 5. I didn't give my top 2. And yeah, I think my top 2 right now would have to be one of yours, which is Philadelphia, and then the other one is Seattle, because Seattle is once they got on the top of the AL West, they pretty much stayed up there and win games.
Yeah, they're 44-31. They got a 22 run differential, so they're doing it with pitching. They've won 4 straight. They're 8-2 in their last 10, Wayne. Bryce Miller, bottom of that rotation guy, is having a great season, really young, starting to come around, high strikeout guy. I like the Mariners to hang on and win that division. They're up by 10 games right now over who we thought was going to run the division, the Astros and the Rangers. So very interesting first half of the baseball season, Wayne.
Definitely.
Looking forward to the rest of it. Let's talk about these Atlanta Braves. Since they weren't in that top 5, we are ATL Prime Sports, folks. If you like the content, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and hit that notifications button so you get notified for our latest content. Who are some players the Braves might target at the trade deadline? I'll answer this question pretty simply. A couple pitchers I think they're looking at. Left-handed pitcher Tyler Anderson out of Los Angeles, the Angels side of things. He's 6-6, got a 2.58 ERA, 119 WHIP, walks, hits per inning pitched. I think that's a really good judgment of how to judge a pitcher on a bad team. Low ERA, high ERA, could have a low WHIP, high strikeout, low walk type guy, and he just doesn't get any run support. So that WHIP is a good determining factor of that. I think Tyler Anderson would come in here and really help the back end of this rotation. Zach Eflin, right-handed pitcher in Tampa Bay. He's got a 3-4 record on the season, 4.12 ERA, He's got an even lower whip at 1.17. So those are two additions that could fit right in. But honestly, they may not even need one. They definitely need another outfielder or a bat, and I think that could be Tommy Pham. The Chicago White Sox center fielder's having a great year, 283 average, only 3 home runs and 13 RBIs, but he's got the 750 OPS. And let me tell you something, this is a weak Chicago team. Pham could come into this starting in this lineup, hit 8 or 9, and start getting in some adding on to that low RBI total. I think Tommy Pham's the bat you could look at, and again, Anderson and Eflin are two pitchers that the Braves could look at in that aspect. But again, the Braves might not need to make a move, Wayne, because they've got some, at least on the pitching side of things, let me clarify, because Spencer Schwellenbach is making a case to be their 5th starter. The rookie right-hander has come in, pitched 12 innings over the last 2 starts, giving up only 7 hits, 3 runs, and 4 base on balls. He did give up the 1 home run, but he struck out 10, and he's looked good doing it. Got better each start and gotten more confident throwing and spinning that ball. So let me tell you something. Schwellenbach could be the answer, and it's just another guy that's plug and play in Alex Anthopoulos' Atlanta Braves system from top to bottom. Again, guy just made his way up, boop, 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 right through the right into the pros, and here he is making an impact for a team that could really use that 5th starter. But again, if they make a move, those are the 2 guys I would target. Bat-wise, they definitely need one of those, so I still think they'll acquire a bat, and Tommy Pham might be the best fit right now, contract-wise, money-wise, and fit with Atlanta. He's a good teammate guy.
Yeah. Now, do you think he's more of a pinch hitter type guy, or is he a lineup type of hitter?
Oh, he'd be a plug-and-play guy. He'd probably platoon with Kelenic out there since Duvall's got right field, and especially with the Harris injury right now. So we don't know how long Michael Harris is going to be down with that hamstring injury. If he's down for an extended period of time, they'll definitely have to make a move and go with the platoon. But they had a young man come in and hit a home run earlier today. Lorindo, I believe, is his name, and he looks pretty good too. So again, it's plug and play in Alex Anthopoulos' Atlanta Braves farm system. You got to come up. Forrest Wall got a hit the other day in his first start that tied the game up. Later, Ozzie Albies won it against Detroit. And look, the Braves took care of TC's Tigers, Wayne. 7-0 today, completing the 3-game sweep of them. Braves are playing pretty good baseball, Wayne. 6 of 7, 5-1 on their homestand. And look, a lot of the credit has to go to Ronaldo Lopez at the front of this rotation, man. He's 1.57 ERA, which is Major League Baseball's best. And all he's done is go out there, pitch well, strike some guys out, pitch for contact, and it's just fun to watch Lopez work in this Atlanta Braves system. And again, they may not even make a move. Alex Anthopoulos may sit on his hand. Ian Anderson is starting to get healthy. He's pitched in the World Series back in 21 and into the postseason in 22 with Atlanta. So there's plenty of options out there. Mentor's down, so maybe they go after a reliever. Matzik as well. Who knows? The Braves are just beat up, but if they get some of these guys back, they're still one of those teams that could get hot, turn it on, and it seems like they're starting to do that right now, Wayne.
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens when that time comes around.
We will see, but those are some options, folks, just to look forward to what you got in the tank there. But I definitely think Alex Anthopoulos will pull the trigger on an arm and a bat at the deadline if need be. Let's move on from Major League Baseball, Wayne, to the NHL. The Oilers forced a Game 6 after being down 3-0. Will they force a Game 7, Wayne?
Yeah, it's looking like they are. I mean, the momentum and everything tells me that's what they're aiming for. And if that happens, that'll just be more eyes on the TV tube watching those 2 teams play for the championship.
Yeah, the Oilers might do it. They're a 120 minus 125 favorite Friday night. The over/under in that game's 5.5 for all you betting goons out there like myself. Edmonton erupted for 13 goals over the last two games. Wayne, pretty impressive. Only one team has come from behind 3-0 and won the Stanley Cup. I'm sure you've heard it before
Yeah,
by now. It's the 1942 Maple Leafs. You may remember that team, Wayne. It was a
yeah.
great year for
Of course I remember. I dreamed about that one time.
Great year, 42.
Yeah.
Oilers are only the fourth team in the history of the NHL to actually force a game six when trailing 3-0. So pretty impressive that Edmonton has actually gotten this thing back to Alberta for a game six. And uh, it's something about hockey. It's something in the water when you're down 3-0. It's not a guarantee like it is in most other sports.
Right.
In baseball, it's happened once. I don't think it's happened in basketball. And, there's no such thing in football. So this is a rare thing to force a game six after being down 3-0. And I just think you're right, Wayne. I think they might just do it. It'd be good for the sport. It'd be good for the TV ratings for
Yeah.
sure as well. And I'm going to go on a limb and say they do it. I
Yeah.
think they'll take advantage of the home ice and get it done. We'll move on from the NHL to golf. Wayne, you and I wanted to talk about this bad boy. Bryson DeChambeau wins his second U.S. Open. Is he the best golfer in the world right now? Wayne, I think there's an argument to say yes, but his official world golf ranking is 10th. It's the first time he's been inside the top 10 since 2022. But look, I'd say he's second right now behind Scheffler. But man, if you put him number one in the world right now, I wouldn't argue with you. The way he's playing, 4 top 10s on the Live Tour. Remember, he had a second overall finish at Valhalla just a couple weeks ago. Won the U.S. Open. Won a couple. I think he's even won a live event this year. Might have just been the top 10s, but boy, he is playing unbelievable golf. And personally, DeChambeau's had his open gripes with the official world golf rankings because they don't include live golf right now. Maybe they should. I think they should. There's some Masters and plenty of major winners over there in live golf, and some of the best golfers in the world. Rahm's over there. You got Phil Mickelson, obviously. It's a pretty good tour, and I think they should deserve world golf ranking points as long as the golf is at a professional level. So argument would be made. I would tell you he's number 2 behind Scheffler right now. But if you made a good argument, I like DeChambeau so much. Look at him interacting with the fans. You saw him interact with the young man in the wheelchair with the handicap, and it's absolutely heartwarming to see that video. See him take time after to sign every single autograph on the practice round, and he even went back to the house he rented in the neighborhood and walked around the neighborhood with the cup and the medal. And it's just absolutely awesome to see that. And he's right now my favorite golfer in all the world. And it shows why. He's put in a ton of work, the technology. Go watch his YouTube content, folks. He'll tell you, he'll talk about what he does to prep for tournaments. He soaks balls in this solution to find which ones roll the best. It's unbelievable. He puts a lot of science into this game. And I couldn't – you could flip a coin between him and Scotty Scheffler right now in all these tournaments, and I think they both have a shot. I'd love to see them in crossover events, Wayne. I'd love to see a couple events a year besides just majors where you see Live versus PGA Tour. But I do. I think you could make that argument that DeChambeau right now could be the top golfer in the world, but I'm going to say he's number 2 behind Scotty Scheffler. What say you, man?
Well, if he's not number 1 now, he soon will be. And I would say that if you were going to do a fan vote, he would probably easily get number 1.
Yeah, I said that is a great point. A fan vote would determine a lot right there, and he's definitely number 1 on the fans' hearts. He may not be number 1 on the charts, but he's definitely number 1 in the fans' hearts, Wayne. I agree with that 110%. Folks, I want to take a moment To shout out David Morris, author of Student Athletes Control Your Own Destiny, sent me a copy from last week's show. Go check it out. Amazon, Books A Million, Border Books, Borders, whatever, wherever you get your books,
All
right
right.
here. Student Athletes Control Your Own Destiny by David Morris. I'm glad I got my hands on the copy. I want to say thanks, Dave, for coming on the show and sending me a copy from your personal stash there. Let's get to our final thought, Wayne, and I'll let you tee this thing off, man. Your final thought.
How about them Birmingham Stallions? That's 3 in a row for them for the UFL. And, you know, it's kind of interesting that the team from Alabama is the one that's dominating, you know, that particular sport. And a lot of people might not like that, but I think it's good for the sport because at this point, all the other teams, what's going to be on their mind is beating Birmingham. And so now you've got a nice little storyline to go into these games. You know, what can you do to go up against Birmingham Stallions like that?
Yeah, stop the dynasty, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Hats off to the Stallions' third straight UFL championship after the merger. Mine's also a champion. Hats off to the Boston Celtics, who won their record 18th NBA title over the Mavs in impressive fashion, beating them in 5 games and doing so pretty dominantly. Holding Dallas to under 100 points in 3 of the 4 games. Again, hats off to the Boston Celtics,
Now,
your
that puts
2024
them,
world champions.
yeah, that puts them in the lead as far as championships over, what is it, LA or somebody?
Yep. That's their record. 18th to 17 now. So you know the Lakers cross country.
Yeah.
Rumblings of JJ Redick getting hired, and here we are. They're going to be chasing that banner to tie it up and be number one again. So should be good. Good storyline. Looking forward to the 24-25 season this fall. So again, hats off to the Celtics and Stallions. If you like the content, folks, give us a like and subscribe, and go check out Student Athletes Control Your Own Destiny by David Morris. That's about all we got. Short and sweet for today's show. For Wayne in Memphis, I'm JJ Jurjevich right here in Lilburn, Georgia. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Get you one.